We're gonna check on the worms. These are the worms. Oh yeah, those are our wormies. Thank you. Ooh, worms. They smell good. Let's see. Got some worm activity on our top level. That's exciting. Hey, Wally. Thank you. So it's been about 5 days since we last checked in with the worms, and our cover is significantly more active than it was before. The hot frog's second tier, so the one that isn't fed, if you've been keeping up, that I had just put some paper in just to kind of absorb some of the extra moisture. I've noticed doesn't really have any obvious I don't say infestation, habitat going, but there have been some worms kind of moving around. And since last time I checked in with everybody, there was some worm activity I just wanted to show you. It hasn't really increased significantly. I've been kind of digging around, and sure, there's some people roaming around on the top layer. You see any worms in there, Wally? What? There are no worms? There aren't really any in here that I can tell, at least, or not a whole lot more. All right, Wally, I need to move that top layer real quick. You gonna help me check on the worms? All right, I moved this first tier up. I put it on this rack here so you can see there's definitely not a tremendous amount of worms. There's a few that were kind of running around the edges. So I'm hoping nobody got squished when I put this on here. But looking at our pile compared to last time, you can definitely tell that there is a, I don't want to say sinking, but the height of it is a little bit lower, ever so slightly, but nonetheless lower than last time. And I want to check on the food in here because if you remember, or if you don't, let me remind you, the original feeding that was given to this first layer was 3 rolls here, full toilet paper rolls, frozen, full of all sorts of kitchen scraps. Then in our last video, I broke down my first composter and put some of the remaining food in here. And then in this spot here, I had put some frozen watermelon rinds and pepper edges in here. Not sweet peppers, not hot, spicy peppers. And like I said, it's been about 5 days. So I want to look at this original pile here. I see some worms. I'm not seeing a lot of food. It does seem very wet. I don't know if this is too wet. Oh, look at all those worms in there, Wally. Wally's here, checking out the neighbors. There's definitely some good worms in here. Come on in there, silly. What's in here? Yeah. But I'm getting a little concerned because I can almost hear squishiness, if that makes sense. So, obviously Brussels sprouts still being worked on in here. Right, Wally? Right? Wally's like, this smells of going. Over here, I don't know, I'm not seeing too much of whatever was in this roll. Oh, hold on, let's see. Oh, we got a lot going on in here. Okay, so this roll is where the party is at. Don't remember what roll this had, but obviously there's some healthy guys in there, so that's good. I'll just leave them be. And then over here was an existing roll from the old bin, or the original bin, which was fairly, you know, I don't say populated, but had some of those worms in it. And it appears that there's very little left of that. And then over here, I'm most interested because this had the frozen watermelon rinds. And the internet tells me that they really love the watermelon rinds. Yeah, I don't think I see any rinds here. Okay, so they ate the watermelon rinds over the other stuff. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's very interesting to see. So given that I want to learn some of my lessons compared to my original box, this one I want to try and feed larger amounts less frequently. So going back and looking at my notes, I mean, yes, they got, you know, some watermelon rinds here and some leftover stuff here, but they got their original toilet paper rolls almost, I think it's like 9 days ago, 10 days ago now, and they're gone. They're essentially gone. Like the Brussels sprouts, I get it, they're hard. But it occurred to me as I was trying to save some food that this is a lot of area to cover, and I'm worried that if I freeze the food like I did with the toilet paper rolls and I put it in, there's so many worms in here dispersed all different ways that I don't want them to get too cold or anything like that. So I'm going to try something different this time, and I'm going to put it in the middle specifically. So I'm going to dig a little, I don't know, bed for it. But what I've done is I've taken, I want to keep things easy to kind of measure. Here you can see the divide that I've created here. And I have a nice size bag. This is a gallon baggie. And I have some old watermelon that kind of went bad with some juice in it, some carrot peels, sweet potato peels. I did put onion peel, not the actual onion in. Some spinach, some Brussels sprout bottoms. Oh no! Out of the corner of my eye, I see that we've had some friends here fall from our box, so we'll have to pick them up. All right, crisis averted. Like I was saying, I have about, I don't know, a half a bag or so full. I think I even put an eggshell or two that I rinsed out and put in there just for some grit. I'm going to put this in, oh yeah, there's a big sweet potato end. I'm going to put this in the middle here and see how, it's cold, you know, it was in the refrigerator, but I'm curious to see how quickly this goes down versus having them put in the cardboard where they kind of eat through the cardboard first. So I was doing the cardboard so that they had some grit in there. So thinking if I put this in here, my plan is to take some of this, you know, this bag that I essentially started putting brown paper in. I know as a nibbly, maybe kind of ripping this up a little bit, putting it on top, just to A, absorb some moisture, and B, you know, offer some extra bedding. That's my plan. So I'm going to go ahead, put some of this in here. Might put all of this in here, we'll see. And then I'll show you what it looks like before I cover it up. All right, so this is my pile from, I just ended up putting the whole bag in. I will say that this pile that was marinating in my fridge over the last week or so, hands down smells way more on the unpleasant side than this. Like this barely smells, this I can smell. And I don't know what part of it is. I think it's probably the watermelon, because that was probably already on its last legs before I put it in here. But yeah, this definitely smells more. So here's what it looks like from above. Here's about how full it is here. I'm gonna do my best to scoop some of this dirt from the side portions and help kind of weigh it down a little bit, because from what I understand online, if possible, you should try and bury it, because I guess they enjoy the digging process. Although I don't know with these types of composters if that's necessarily true, or if that's just if they're outside in a open air type thing. But if there's a chance that it'll prevent maybe some bugs or more bugs from getting in here, I'm willing to try it. So just giving it a good covering whenever I can, wherever I can here. Now I am a little, I don't know if worried is the word, but I want to be mindful of how full this is, because I'm seeing a lot of great activity here, and that makes me really happy to see. But also, if you remember how full it was when we started, I have the camera on the ledge here, so definitely a lot fuller, and I think it's going to be more enticing for them to try to wiggle their way upstairs, which, you know, they can come and go as they please. I don't mind. It doesn't make any difference. It's all going to the same place. So I think in an effort to reduce some of the liquid in here and B, maybe slow that process down, I'm gonna put a little bit of some of our ripped up brown paper on top. Okay, thanks Wally, you helping me? I guess I need the pieces back for the worms. Okay. Kind of helping. Okay. All right, well with Wally's help, we put a few pieces in. It's just some plain packaging paper, which I'm actually really thankful. I just got my first order from Seed Geeks, so they put some responsible packaging in, so I appreciate that. And then I also ripped up 2 toilet paper rolls, which is a lighter stuff in there. My QA is checking in. Everything okay, Wally? We did a good job? We did good? Okay. Thank you. Can you move? Can you move? Not so much. Okay. Okay. Now that everything's been put away, thanks to Wally's help, I do want to just show you guys what I was able to peek in and see. You helping me? Okay, thank you. We're just taking a look inside. So you can see it's pretty full. Right, Wally? It's pretty full. So if the worms did feel compelled to go up before and couldn't reach, I think there's a good chance that now they can reach this top level here, which I intended to take this, what is it? Packaging paper, which I did not rip up. I just kind of tossed in here. I had intended originally to remove it before the worms really started coming up here, but I'm honestly thinking about leaving it as a little bit of a border, just around the edging, so we'll see. But for right now, I'm not going to add anything to this top layer. So for now, we'll let them sit, and I'm feeling overall really happy because this means that if they're taking their food essentially within a week or so, 5 days, then that means they're eating a lot, and I'm really happy if they're eating a lot. So this is doing exactly what I intended it to do. It's a lot of food scraps that I was able to put in there. It's a lot of food scraps that are going to turn into some great compost and black gold for me and later in the growing season. So with this being coming at the end of the first month essentially that this thing has been operating, for me to be able to put that much food in there and feel pretty comfortable that in a week or so a good dent is going to be made on it is just really really exciting. Really exciting, and just easy to fathom how this is going to grow and expand in the future, because if we're already at that point and it was pretty easy and straightforward, it's only going to get easier and better from here, especially as the worms who look happy, healthy, look like there's plenty of them in there. I think it's going to be even better in the weeks and months to come. So stay tuned if you want to keep watching to see how this develops in the coming months, forever, I don't know, however long I think it's important to make videos. If you are new and you haven't seen this, this is, I don't know, video 7 or 8, I think, in this series of this progress. I don't know, just kind of as it unfolds pretty much in real time. So there's a whole playlist if you haven't already browsed it. It's really interesting to see. And if you're new to vermicomposting, I'm new too. This is, less than 6 months for me, and this is where we're at. So I'm happy to help troubleshoot as best I can. I'm sure there's some people watching this who are seasoned pros who are willing to help us, but anything I can do to help answer some initial questions, put them in the questions box down below and I'll do my best. Thanks for watching.